because other than that, financially, I wouldn't have been able to sustain myself. It just wouldn't have been able to happen. So why not give this a try and see what happens? The worst thing that can happen to you is you make a little bit of money. The best thing that can happen to you is you make a lot of money. You just never know. So once again, just get out there, try it. As we enter into a brand new year, I thought about my second channel and how I've been neglecting it for the longest time. I've seen a bunch of videos on YouTube, and I have to agree. Now is the time that people need to start getting into YouTube, creating their own channel, displaying their art to the world. For me, like a lot of you out there, I thought, who'd want to listen to me? Who thought that I would be interesting? Who thought that people would come and support the things that I have to do and the things that I have to say? You would be surprised at how many people value other people, their uniqueness, their authenticity, just them being themselves on camera. So I say to you, now me, less than 2 weeks away from becoming 50 years old, that now is the time that you get your butt behind the camera and start your own YouTube channel. I'm going to tell you in this video how YouTube has changed my life. Right now, YouTube is on easy mode. No, I'm just kidding. I just saw a lot of videos about that. And I just thought that was funny because in my niche, it's not easy. It is really, really hard. It is really competitive, and it doesn't give the support that a lot of other niches do. But I get by, and I'm proud of what I do because I am happy and I'm passionate with the things that I talk about. I could end up delving off into other niches, which I may eventually end up doing. But right now, I'm liking what I'm doing. I'm liking what YouTube has actually done for me. So let me start from the beginning and tell you how my journey began before I get into telling you how YouTube changed my life. And this is one of the greatest things that I've ever done in my life as far as building a future for me, even at this advanced age. So if you're younger than I am, this is definitely the move for you. But I'm not going to even lie, it's not easy. It is hard work. I sometimes put more work into my YouTube channel than I do into my actual full-time job. So let's get started and let me tell you about everything that is going on and how I got to this point in my life. Born in the 70s, yes, a very, very, very long time ago, I was brought up with that notion of work hard, education, good job, live, die. Pretty much that was it. And I went along with it. I had my first child when I was 19 years old, went into the military, did everything that I needed to do, but I did not feel fulfilled. I didn't feel like I had a purpose in life. I never had a dream. I never grew up wanting to be a lawyer, a doctor, a fireman. I never really had any type of ambition whatsoever. I just wanted to work, provide for my family, and be a good person in society. But as I got older and I started seeing some things and I got into YouTube, I realized my whole childhood was a lie. I realized that I was living a lie. It took me 49 years to realize I had been all wrong about everything. So throughout my life, with everything that had went on, with not having a father, with my mother struggling with depression, even before people knew what mental health and depression really was, I had doubts. I had self-doubts. I was self-conscious. I was that kid that had holes in his shoes, the worst clothes in the world. Well, it seemed that way to me. But I lived my life and I went through everything that I did thinking that I had a fear of failure. So I didn't try new things. I didn't go out for jobs. I didn't present myself the best that I could, even though at a lot of my jobs, I was the best worker there. I never put myself forward to lead because I always felt, what if I mess up? What if I fail? What if I don't live up to the expectations that I set for myself? But it took me 49 years to realize I didn't have a fear of failure. I had a fear of success. And as crazy as that sounds, that's what it was. And it took me this long to realize that. It took me this long to realize you fail in life all the time. We all have failures. We failed at something. No one has ever been 100% successful in everything that they've done in life. My thing was, I thought that that was me. If I try something and fail, I'm letting people down. I'm letting myself down, but that's not it. My fear was actually rooted in success, because if I am successful, if I were to be successful, what would end up happening was I would have to work even harder than I was working. And as hard of a worker as I am, I don't know if I was actually prepared to put in double time the work that I was to maintain that succession, to maintain that success that has been manifested. So that takes me to YouTube. That takes me to starting my channel. And my channel is about sports. I talk about the Ravens, Baltimore, born and raised. But one thing that it has actually done for me is it has given me more self-confidence. At first, it was like, I'm in front of the camera. No, No, don't look at me. Don't look at me. I'll put the videos out, but nobody please watch because I feel uncomfortable. But the more comfortable that I got in YouTube, the more comfortable I got in life. Even though I had jobs where I would talk to dozens of people each and every day and had no issues doing this, I did so with the thought of having fraud mentality. Even though I knew exactly what I was talking about, there was always this little voice in the back of my head saying, what if they don't believe you? What if you don't know enough? But YouTube has taught me, be you. And the one thing and the one phrase that I've coined recently is make them uncomfortable with your confidence. Make the people that don't know you uncomfortable with your confidence. And I found that one day I was in the gym and I'm in there with these big muscle bound dudes and they lifting and they doing things. And in the past, I would kind of avoid that section. I'm like, yeah, I'm not on that level. I'm not in that weight range. Cool. I'm staying over here with these people. But then I realized there are people on YouTube every day that have afflictions, deformities, speech impediments, but they get out there confidently and present the best version of themselves and they don't really care what other people say. So then I went out there and I said, you know what? I'm going to apply that to everything that I do in life. So I started going over there with the big dogs, doing my thing. They lifting heavy. I'm lifting what I can. I ain't even going to lie to you, but I'm doing it with confidence. And they looking at me like, okay. And I go on about my day. So I tell you, it's going to be awkward. It's going to be frustrating. You're not going to feel comfortable in your own skin. Some people, not everybody, but it is worth doing. YouTube, with that and that alone, has given me much more than I have ever expected out of anything in life. Also, it has given me a dream. It has given me a goal. My dream is to be a full time YouTube content creator. And I know some people look at this channel right here, if you're actually watching this video, and you're like, hey, guy, you only got 40 subscribers. Chill out. Calm down. You got a long way to go. Well, this is not my main channel. My main channel has 5,700 subscribers that I just hit recently. Actually, today is the third year, the third anniversary of me starting that channel. But I now have a dream. Now I want to be something. Now I have a goal set in mind that I want to be a content creator. I've never had any of these things growing up. And it took me 40 plus years to realize that this is something that I really, really want to do. And all it took was for me to turn on a camera and sit behind it and just speak my piece. I'm not going to hold you. I'm not going to lie to you. In the beginning, it was difficult because I came in once again with that fraud mentality, thinking, who's going to listen to me? So what I did was I played both sides of the fence. I told these people what they wanted to hear. I told these people what they wanted to hear until people started calling me out like, bro, you just said the last time this and the last time you said that. And I thought about it and was like, you know what? You're absolutely right. I can no longer continue to do this. And then I also saw a video of a guy saying, listen, in every movie, in every scene, in every story, you have a hero, you have a villain. Be one of them. Either be the hero or be the villain. You'll have a following either way. But if you try to go down that middle path, all you're going to do is annoy people on both sides and you're not going to be successful. So what ended up happening was I chose a role. I chose to be unapologetically myself. And once I did that, the subscribers just started going up. The engagement started going up and everything in my life changed. So I am so thankful that the guys over at Lunch Break Hot Take pushed me to get into this content creation thing, even though we were talking about the same things and they still backed me and guided me and helped me along the way. And without them, I would not be sitting here right now telling you my story, trying to help get you into something that you could be doing. And when I tell you, I walk around with my head held higher because I walk around with more self esteem. I walk around with more confidence. I walk around with more just I am him, even though I may not be him, but to myself, I am him. And it's unbelievable that just getting in front of a camera, speaking in front of a bunch of people that you don't know would actually do that to you and just build you up to be something that you never thought that you could be before in life. So I'm telling you, you guys can go out there and do it. Just be passionate about it. Just have some knowledge. You don't have to be an expert. All you really have to do is be yourself. Just turn the camera on no matter what you are doing. If you're a person that likes knitting, if you're a person that likes cooking, whatever it is, turn the camera on and film yourself. I guarantee you, eventually you will become comfortable. I will not say that you'll never not be nervous because sometimes I still get in front of the camera 3 years later and I'm still a little bit nervous at certain things. But once I get going and once I start talking, I'm totally fine. So it can change your life. And secondly, this is the other reason why I encourage people. I talk to people on the street. Like if I see somebody looking at YouTube, I'm like, hey, do you have a channel? Why don't you start one? I encourage people to start a channel because there is an economic standpoint, an economic factor to YouTube. Now, everybody is not going to go out there and make $10,000 a month and be balling out of control and take trips around the world and buy everything that their heart desires. But there is a realistic goal that you can go out there and help pay some of the bills that you have in your home, especially with what's going on with the government in 2025 and how prices are going up. Every little bit counts. And in the beginning, when I was not myself and I was making pennies to the dollar, it didn't seem that it was possible. It didn't. It just seemed like, hey, I'm doing all of this for nothing, but I enjoy doing it. So I'm just going to keep going forward with it until, once again, my homeboys told me, treat this like a business. If you're really serious about YouTube, if you're really serious about growth and becoming a content creator full time, you have to treat this like a business. Don't treat it like a hobby. Don't treat it like a game if you're actually trying to get some kind of benefit from it. So that's what I did. I treated it like a business. I started putting out merch. I opened up a Patreon. I'd opened up a website. I opened up a stand store. I've opened up a lot of things that help funnel in some revenue. Like I said, it's not tens of thousands. It's not even really hundreds of dollars. It's not a lot of money. But what it does is it helps me to pay my bills. I was at a job for 18 years and I made pretty good money and I lived comfortably and it was all fine. But I didn't have extra money to go take trips to do these expensive things or do nice things that other people get to do, take their family on special vacations. I didn't have the money for that, but I did live comfortably. My bills were paid. We had money to do certain other things, but not like I wanted. So after 18 years, the job let me go and I found myself jobless. I found myself not having money for the first time in my life. I was 48 years old and for the first time I experienced unemployment. Like it was wild to me and I fretted and I'm like, oh, where's this money going to come from? How am I going to get another job? The job market isn't what it used to be. Like I really was seriously stressing. And during the time that I had off, I really poured into my YouTube channel and said, you know what? This is when we're going to make this move and take it to the next level. And then it all happened like boom. One day it just hit me. I still remember it was Memorial Day of 2023. Good times and bad times. Bam. I just put out a video because I'm like, I got to put out some content. I got to put something on here. I haven't really done much this week. Put out a video. Boom. A couple days later, million views. I'm like, oh, this is it. I have my viral moment. Let me see what this check is going to look like. Maybe this is the start of something. And YouTube said, not so fast, my friend. No, you not. And they hit me with a copyright and they actually demonetized my channel. And I'm like, oh, you would do this now. And when I'm getting a couple hundred views here and there, everything was fine. But when I get this million view video, then it's like, yeah, no, we're not going to do that for you, homie. Like, it's not for you. And I fought for like 6 months to get monetized once again, longest 6 months of my life. Because ironically, during that 6 month period, I started putting out videos that were getting tens, 12s, 14,000 views, but I couldn't get paid for them. And that was very dejecting to me. Like, I'm like, oh, you finally want to push my videos out there when I can't make money. But then finally, I got monetized again, but that was the end of football season. So I still wasn't seeing a lot of revenue because football was over. So the height of my money making ability was potentially done. So I pushed forward, tried to get better at my craft, tried to do more and more in my niche that other people weren't doing to kind of stand out from some other people and try to do some things. And when I tell you it's paying off because when I found employment, when I finally got that job, it was making pretty much half the money that I was making from my previous job. So money was really, really tight because I'm making half. Like I'm not living comfortably anymore. I'm scraping by. I can do a couple of extra things. We can get a pizza every now and again, but outside of that, don't look to me. Look to yourself. So I did this intentionally because this job paid less than I really desired or what I really could afford at the time. But yes, I had a plan. This was a work from home job. So what it did was it allowed me to do more on the YouTube side while maintaining a full-time 9 to 5. That's the only reason I took this job because other than that, financially, I wouldn't have been able to sustain myself. It just wouldn't have been able to happen. So as we currently stand, I'm at my job. I'm doing my YouTube stuff on the side, not at work, not while I'm working. Hint, hint, wink, wink, no, I know it. But it has allowed me to reach certain potentials, certain markers that I find comfortable for me right now, and it's only going up. So when I say to you, listen, start that YouTube channel, make that money. It may not be the money that you see flashed about, but it can definitely help. And I'm going to show you as proof that this can be life changing. Now, this is just a start for me. This is a tough niche. If I was somewhere else, maybe I would make more money. I don't know. Don't know if I have the personality for it. Don't know if people rock with me like that. But I'm telling you, for what I do and the place that I'm in and the community that I have built, it's cool. It is great. It is wonderful. I have people that support me just unconditionally. In love, I'm telling you, I feel it. Like, I don't get emotional, but I feel it. So let's get into how my YouTube journey has been since I got monetized the second time. Because the first time, I think I made $650 collectively for all the months that I was monetized. Because after I got demonetized, they sent me an email saying, get this money. And I was like, I need this. Thank you. It's like $600. But we're going to get into this. So I'm going to show you how YouTube can change your life and give you a little cushion, give you a little something extra to put to these groceries, to put to the light bill, to put to whatever. It definitely helps, but it will not help you if you don't start a channel. So let's take a look at this right here. Whew. So if you're looking at the channel right now, I have 5,709 subscribers. Yes. Just put out a video a couple hours ago. That video got me 1.3 thousand views. Put out a video last night. It got me 2,500. This is from like 2 days ago. But as you can see, over the last 28 days, I've made $704. Like I said, it's not that rock star money. It's not that let me go ahead and make a video about how I just took a trip somewhere. But guess what? In these cold months, when you need to burn that gas a little bit longer and that gas and electric bill goes a little bit higher, it helps and it goes to it. Those groceries, sometimes it's like you look at the generic, you look at the one that you like that tastes very well, you can buy that now because you have that extra revenue. So I'm going to show you what it looks like, or what it has looked like for me over the last few months. So over the last few months, especially this last month, because we just did a challenge. Myself and a friend of mine are doing a 31-day challenge where we're putting out content every single day. Nothing special, but this is what we've done. 46% more views, 57,000 views. I've had more, I've had less, 239 subscribers, which is pretty good for the niche that I'm in, $700. Now let's go into the revenue over time. Now, if we're looking at my revenue over time, if you can see, in July, it started off with $93. Cool. August, we went to $214. September, we went to $397. October, we went to $511. November, we went to $591. And currently, right now, we stand at $704 that they are going to pay me on the 21st, or around the 21st, because they pay that around each and every time of the month. Now, this is still ongoing. The video that I did tonight hasn't been calculated yet. The video that I did last night hasn't been calculated. So it's going to be more than this. So right now, as you can see, I'm just trending upward each and every month. And that $700 that's coming in January is really going to help pay some bills. Is really going to help me put something aside, or if something goes wrong, I have that money put aside. So that's why I tell you, listen, just go out there, make your channel, do what you do. That's not to mention the money that I make from merch sales, the money that I make off of Patreon from memberships and like that. Even during the live streams that I do, people donate during that time. And like I said, it is a very hard niche. So this $700 easily could be something else in another niche. Easily could be. So this month will be the first month that I actually break over $1,000 in YouTube money. And this is money from just making videos. $1,000 that I could put to some bill, that I can put away, that I can plan a vacation for the summertime, whatever. That's $1,000 as of right now, just this month alone. And as the channel continues to grow, as the brand continues to grow, it could be even more. So I tell you, I beg you, I implore you, start a YouTube channel. What does it hurt? If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. You can say, hey, I tried it. It wasn't for me. It just didn't work. Or maybe you didn't try hard enough, but at least give it an opportunity, because you won't know unless you try. So I try to tell you, and I've been telling my friends, I've been telling my family, get into it, try it out, see what can happen. Because for me, hopefully by this time next year, that 700 is going to be 7,000. I'm going to start doing more stuff on this channel, try to build this channel up, get this channel monetized. myself and my friends at Lunch Break Hot Take, we got this really dope idea that I think is going to take off and is going to trump everything that we got going on right now. And I think that it has the potential to be huge. And I'm just a regular guy that comes on here and makes videos. I know sometimes you see people on camera, you see some videos and you just like, oh, they have a back end, there's something special about them. Me, nothing special about me, just me. I just present myself as I am on camera, and for some people that works. So why would it not work for you? I know there are some people out there that have more charisma than I do. They have more of a presence on camera than I do. Like, they speak a lot better than I do. So why not give this a try and see what happens? The worst thing that can happen to you is you make a little bit of money. The best thing that can happen to you is you make a lot of money. You just never know. Some of the biggest YouTubers in the world, they did this as a hobby and it turned into a multi-million-dollar corporation. So you never know. So once again, just get out there, try it, do it. You see people every day coming out with videos talking about this is how much money I've made off of YouTube. I showed you literal proof that in a niche that is not very popular, our biggest YouTuber doesn't even have 100,000 subscribers. So that tells you kind of how much of a corner that we're boxed into, but you can still make some sort of a profit from it if you do things correctly. So if you have an idea, especially an idea that hasn't been done, or you have a way to remix it and format it, you can be popular and successful at YouTube. So that's all I got for this video. Hopefully you guys took something from it. Hopefully you guys are going to take a chance and go out there and make this a business for yourself. Even if you make some spare change, even if you make enough money just to pay for your gas to get to and from work and get you some groceries, or maybe a special dinner once a week. It is more than what you have right now, and all you're doing is sitting in front of a camera.